I had to take stock. And what the fuck is it that you do exactly? Like, so when it's time to get paid, what they like paying you for? Exactly. Be more specific. All right, my mama told me, she was like, I don't even know what you do. Like, you can read, can't you? Go to my damn website, right? So it was at that moment where I had this realization where I need to get comfortable telling people what the fuck I do, right? I'm gonna tell you the first thing I do, and I encourage every single human being in the world to do this exact same thing. Okay, hear me out. Okay, the first thing, when somebody asks you what you do, and if you qualify as a ghetto child, okay, if you grew up in a ghetto neighborhood, or if you grew up in a ratchet house, even if it don't matter what color you are, like if you grew up in a house where people didn't get along, then you need what I'm about to say. Thank you. When people ask you what you do, you tell them that you use your childhood adversities to navigate this place they call Earth, America, life. Okay? Because the truth is that if you grow up in childhood adversities, and then let's say you're one of the ones that gets a full ride scholarship, or you take out a whole bunch of damn loans and you go off your ass to college, okay? And you go off to college and now you're in this totally new environment. Some of it kind of vibes the same, but there's some stuff that you're really not used to, like clean bathrooms, your own room. Maybe you one of those kids. Sharing a room. Maybe you one of those kids. Having your own room. Maybe you one of those kids. So you get to this new environment and all of a sudden it hits you. People are pretty different around here, right? And so when people ask me what I do, one of the things that I do is I teach girls who leave in the hood on their way to corporate life how to behave in that circle. Because the expectations are totally different. Until we are controlling the market, we got to play by their rules. And if somebody says something that you disagree with, rule number one, if you from the hood and you trying to go work a corporate W-2 job where they going to pay you and FICA going to get their part, Social Security going to get their part, and or TRS if you're in the teacher retirement system, they going to get their part, right? But if you leave college and you coming from the hood where you ain't never seen nobody wear heels unless they was going to the club. Like if you, especially if that's you and you trying to go off to college, you need to know that the rules of engagement when you step in a circle look a little different. So when somebody pisses you off or somebody does something that is not aligned with what you believe, rule number one, you can't tell them, well, my mama told me, da, 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 da. I had somebody do that in real life, and she was a W-2 employee with a degree. Okay? But she was from the hood, and she clearly had childhood adversities. And if you want to know, how do you know if you have childhood adversities? You know you have childhood adversities if your parent ever looks you in the eye and said, I did the best I could. You left the house with childhood adversities, ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, right? So one of the things that learning about your own childhood adversities, your adverse childhood experiences, one of the benefits you're going to get out of it automatically is how to develop a second language. Because when you leave the ghetto, the hood, or just an environment where people just didn't seem to get along a lot, and now you're starting to recognize it. If you leave that environment and you try to go in the corporate world, some corporate places, regular public government places, whatever it is, right? There are going to be some expectations that they've set, and you're going to need to know how to navigate through those. And guess what? We got a ton of experience, because didn't nobody tell us? You ever heard of this thing called imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome? Like sometimes you feel like you got to fake like, you really like what they talking about. And sometimes you got to fake like you know more than you actually do. And sometimes you got to, what they call for black people, they call it code switch. You got to sound white so you don't feel out of place around their people. Is that you? Come see me.